There we go.
Okay, there we go. I see it live now.
All right.
Good job. This tech
I'm
is
like,
so,
I don't know how you check it, but
yeah. I see it now.
Right?
can you ask your aunt, please? I'm a little busy.
Again, back to the 4 years ago. If somebody would have
Okay,
told me,
I just actually
was
got the notification for it.
okay, sweet, thank you. If somebody would have told me 4 years ago that I would be coding my own shop and doing tech online and running Zoom meetings and building I'd be like, huh?
That's right.
What alien language are you speaking, right?
Right.
Um, so yeah, I am just thankful and grateful that I did meet you and we did cross paths 4 years ago. Um, and yeah, and I'm thankful that we get to share more about you and all the things that you've got going on, which is so exciting. I'm
Yay.
gonna plug it first because I'm focused on yours and but I've already skimmed through some of the other ladies and I'm actually looking forward to having Jazzy because she's going to be 11, so she's in that mid
Oh,
range.
perfect.
So I want her to learn from empowering women that, no matter what the odds, we're growing and shining and sharing and feeling good about it.
That's right. I think the power of that book is that so many different women told very different stories. I think about Melissa Snow's story in there that you'll read, totally different than mine, but both heartbreaking scenarios where we decided we're going to overcome something here. And I think that more of us, I would love to see, I mean, it doesn't have to be this, but my dream is to see more women sharing these types of stories because so often we can feel so alone. And we don't have to feel that way because we're not. And so the more we share with each other as a sisterhood, the more that, and as a brotherhood, I mean, you see, I've got male clients too, and they're totally empowering us to thrive as well. But to form this sort of humankind where everybody shares and it's okay to be human.
Yes. With all the beautiful flaws and failures and all of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um yeah, so much. And I want to really quickly, sometimes I do it with oils. I did oils already before, but I just want to set an intention for this
Sure.
and take a deep breath. And with each one, I'm going to just say one of my intentions, which is the three that I've chosen to focus on every day and do 3 times a day because that's what I've been doing is upping it. So take a deep breath in. I commit to fully shine through all the shifts. Another deep breath in. I choose to live a life I love to wake up to. I choose peace within me and I empower others as well. Just think about whatever intention you guys would like to hear and share throughout this. And yeah, when you're ready, we'll get started.
Love that. Can you read me your first intention again, Crystal? That was beautiful.
I commit to fully shine through all the shifts.
I love that. That's so great.
And it really is um I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to keep my makeup on through this. So but I can literally starting back in this garage see those building blocks of little pieces coming together of sharing different parts and different stories and different things that worked with us
Yeah.
and where we're going to build where we are now and even more.
It's so
So
amazing because I think that's so important for people to hear, Crystal, is that we think transformation just happens all at once, or I'm going to have this huge spiritual awakening. And then from that moment on, everything's going to be fine. And that just isn't human birth. You know, it's like you're mentioning these little building blocks. But what I want people to know about you, Crystal, but in a wider reference, transformation, you participated with it. It was your mindset, your choices, your thinking. You participated with growth. And it happened as it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be willing to do the work. It's, you know, looking at yourself's not always easy.
No, ma'am.
And I got a 10, almost 11-year-old that sometimes I understand my mom's comment that I was, you know, 10 going on 20. I understand that completely now.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You can see what it's like to be on the other end of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm thankful I'm at where I'm at going into this stage, because I'm able to look at that mirror and go, ooh, ouch.
Yeah.
Let's shift these.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want you to be 47 and learning this. I want you to have these tools right now because I've got them available.
And
I'd
she
love
will
to see
learn
that.
so much from that, because your willingness to be vulnerable and lead and shift and look at things and go, I don't have to harp on myself. And plus, daughter, you don't have to harp on me. We can look at it from this neutral angle and we can start to shift it from an expansive place.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah. It's hilarious. So
it's a journey. It's not like it's not always a linear process.
No, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But this is the thing: as you stay with growth and you stay with transformation, the dips don't get as low. And here's something that might surprise you. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but the highs don't get as high. And here's what I mean by that. If we have this wonderful experience and we act like, oh, this is the best day of my life, we're actually putting out an energy that we're not going to have more of that. And what we want is this. Of course, good is happening to me. More and more of that is coming my way every day, as opposed to the. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, completely. And yeah, I didn't before. I didn't, and today I actually do, and I'm seeing less of those, and because yeah, you know, we used to call them the manic depressive days because it would be one swing to the next, and now that I'm learning to do it with more ease and go easy on me, you know, because we really can't do anything about what we did. We already did it. I can only learn.
That's right.
And anger doesn't help me to learn. So, yeah.
And I promise you this, and you've heard me say this before on coaching calls, if harping on yourself, self-deprecation, self-loathing would help you create results, I would prescribe that to you. But it never, ever works. Because as long as we're in the energy of ain't it awful and ain't I awful, we are going to create that same pattern again and again and again.
Yep. And yeah, and it's funny because there was times and there's been times that it started with literally being grateful for waking up in the morning, taking a breath and being able to get out of bed and building on those three.
Seriously.
You know, and yeah, I mean, sometimes remembering the basics works.
Yes. Yes. So true. The basics are the most important thing. Because minus the basics, it doesn't matter how far we are up the scale of awareness. If I don't wake up, breathe, do my gratitude, set an intention, it doesn't matter how far up the scale I was yesterday. You know, we don't want to get so humble to think that we can't just spiral right back down without the tools.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of funny, especially because I know that one of your passions and what you were doing when we met was being a teacher. And we talk about it all the time when we're, you know, coaching us and Jazzy and stuff and the kids, you know, and I go back to kindergarten and what I learned in the pre-K and kindergarten years, and it's the 3 B's. And when I'm even following the 3 B's of be safe, be responsible, be respectful,
Yep.
life's a lot easier because I can ask that question and go, nope, not for me.
Amen. Yeah. It's funny because you've heard me talk about this, the difference between knowing about something and really knowing something. So we can know about these things. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be kind. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to do my gratitudes, but really knowing it means that I'm willing to practice it because I understand the importance of it as opposed to just knowing about us. And that's something all of us live into every day. I know I do. I have in front of me at my like I have my laptop, and then I have a bunch of different things hanging up behind the laptop. And one of them is SoulSavvy's core values. And for anybody watching, for those of you who don't know, SoulSavvy is my personal development company that I started and created 3 years ago to help not just women, but especially women live lives they love living. And so I have the company's core values taped up in front of me. And sometimes I'll just check in with myself and be like, so that, are you doing that thing? Are you really a living, breathing example of your own core values? And we're not going to be perfect at it. And some days I can look at myself and go, no, I was just in my mind criticizing that person over there when my core value says every being is an amazing soul. So it's like I have to look at myself and go, but wait a second, you were just watching TV and criticizing this person, and I don't just live into my core values when I'm at work. Like they're either my core values or they're not. So I think all of us, are.
Oh my goodness, that's so true. And yeah, and living double lives,
Yeah.
in work. Well, and yeah, because work was one of my addictions to keep from
Mm-hmm.
healing the stuff, that needed to go through, right? So, um, yeah, that person at work was confident and here and but put me outside and I'm like, oh, what do I do? Right. So
Sometimes we unintentionally, none of us do it on purpose, but we use busyness because we actually don't want to get quiet enough to hear the voice that is really speaking to us. I was that. I'm like double hand raised. I know that phase.
most definitely. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I just want to say, Crystal, if you see me going like this, it's because
Uh,
I have my back door open because it's really hot today. And there's this ginormous, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a hornet or like a dragonfly, but it came flying in here and it's just kind of enjoying its way around my office. So if you see me going like this, it's like I don't want to kill the little guy, but I also don't want him in my hair. So just so you know, that's the circumstance that's happening in this room right now. I'm looking at
that's
him like, oh
awesome.
my God.
I'm thankful the flies are being nice right now. So
Okay, good. Because yeah, mine, I might have to turn my video off for a second and handle this. But I just want you to know that if I'm looking away, it's like,
makes sense. And hey, dragonflies and butterflies, they say, and feathers are some of the ways they say are signs that,
that's right. So we're just gonna call him a dragonfly. I don't know for sure that he is. I think
right?
I think he might be potentially more deadly, but we're gonna call him a dragonfly.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. He hears me talking to him. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn my camera off for 1 second.
Okay.
So yes. So what else, Crystal? I know you had something planned here, and I've just kind of been talking out of nowhere here.
But well, we both have. That's what I love about this is, that's when you get the stuff that you don't think about when you're wanting to ask questions.
Yes.
And yeah, I completely forgot that yes, we are interviewing Lauren Breye of Soul Savvy and co-author of Don't Be Invisible, Be Fabulous, realizing you're enough. And yeah, it goes along with everything. And this interview, I'm so grateful and thankful that we get to do this. And each time that either we meet for coaching or doing this, we get to learn new things about each other and shine even more. So um we did the intention. But yeah, what inspires you? I know we talked a little bit about it, but what inspires you?
I get very inspired. I think my main source of inspiration is basically how we are created. That we whatever your religious background or your belief in whatever it is that animates the universe, we were created to be the only species that chooses their own environment. Not any other species on the planet can do that. And I think that's why we sometimes feel so wobbly, that we can choose our own thoughts. We can choose what we're going to do next. We can choose our actions. We were gifted with, I think sometimes we think we're mere actors in life when really we're the director. And that's what inspires me, is watching people. And you've seen me, have you seen me, Crystal, show the video of Ketchy,
Yes.
the singer? Okay, so I'll show that again on this Saturday's webinar. But just the power of the human spirit. There's not one thing that can get us unless we let it. But that's the choice, right? That's the free choice. So I think that inspires me most, is simply the power of the human spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And making that shift, it's amazing. Especially when you realize, shifting from that A type personality, full on red, to realizing that, hey, I don't have to do that. And when I do that, it's because I choose to and I want to, because I created that much abundance that I wanted, right?
Right.
So, yeah. And it takes those process and building blocks, but wow, it's so worth it.
I have to say something to you, Crystal, that's coming to my mind right now as I'm sitting here watching you, is I hope this doesn't embarrass you. I hope it makes you feel good. Just how brilliant and intelligent you are. I hope you can receive that from me. I really see that so much in you. It's how smart you are, how intelligent, and like just how many gifts you have to share. And I'm sitting here watching you and I'm like, wow. And so if nobody has told you that, or you haven't told yourself that today, I want you to know that.
Wow. Wow, thank you. Again, with this work, I can accept that today. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Because that means a lot. And I appreciate that. And yeah, seriously, there was a time I had my boss, I would duck out when they would say that they wanted to recognize me. I was like,
yeah,
one-on-one, okay, I'll accept it, but people are gonna know. Oh, no, right? And today I can own that and feel that, and that feels good, and not out of that the cocky or the
yeah.
It's the confidence and actually feeling the good inside first.
Yes.
So
So here's the thing about energy. I couldn't have said that statement to you really if you weren't a match to it. I mean, intellectually, maybe I would be thinking it or what, but like we don't, how do I explain this simply? Like physics 101, we can't match any frequency that we're not on ourselves. So it's so interesting because we're talking next week actually in your course about receiving. And I feel the same thing. It's like we say, I want more. And then it comes to us and we're like, don't give me a compliment, so.
are you sure? Do you know what I just did this morning?
And I catch it in myself too. What happened the other day? My boyfriend's mom and dad were over, and she said something about how cute my blouse was. And I was like, oh, it's a hand-me-down. Blah. And I was like, why do you do that? Why can't you just say, oh, thank you? And it's so funny how we don't even realize the way we put our foot on the brakes for abundance.
Yep. And yeah, I'm making those minor adjustments and shifts.
Yeah, exactly.
So
little by little.
Yep. And yeah, being able and willing to do the work and the research. And it doesn't matter whether you're in a spot where you got to do the free, mentoring and stuff, whatever you can get, or you're ready to jump on board and do one-on-one and hit it head on. There's ways to do it and do it with
Mhm.
ease, even,
Yeah.
I've done it the hard way.
Many of us have up until now.
Up until now.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you saw,
I love that you made it into a piece of your jewelry.
right? And
I
that's
love that.
both
Oh,
of
and is that
them.
your grow?
Yep.
So
So
I
there's,
am wearing one as well, but this is not one that I've gifted to you guys, but this is one that Claudia gifted to me, which says Dream Builder. And
oh,
then on it,
awesome.
there's a little pearl because she says I always give her pearls of wisdom, which I thought was super sweet.
That is sweet. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Um, and then another thing is, what are you most passionate about? I know in your
I
mission statement we touched, but
Yeah, my work is my calling, meaning it is something that I would want to do whether I was making money doing it or not. It's life calling through me. That's truly how I feel about my work. And so what I'm passionate about is helping more people see themselves as way more than they've known themselves to be. And you and I, Crystal, are way more than we even know ourselves to be right now. And so to step into greater and greater phases of becoming and then getting to do that along with you guys, like, it's not like, oh, I'm the coach. I know the concept. That doesn't mean I've 100% internalized it myself. So I'm passionate about both sharing it with others, but then like staying in my own study so that I'm constantly on my green growing edges, because I think the best place to teach from is having experienced it. And you can say to somebody, I have been here and let me help you understand what you can do here. So that's what I'm most passionate about.
yeah, I love that. And it is, yeah, it's learning our lanes, staying in them, and then asking for help and guidance along the way.
Yeah. And I get tons of help and guidance, by the way. I mean, I take my own coaching. So I have the privilege of having my mentor, Mary Morrissey, as my coach. And I get to be in a very small group mastermind with her. And I take other ones of her classes where she has thousands of people, but I probably study for 5 to 6 hours a week. Just studying and getting my own coaching and learning and expanding, because I know that the most dangerous thing is to think we're done.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, I have the program written, or I've used the oils before, or whatever it is, and so I'm good. That is where stagnation and then contraction starts. So always, yeah, the other day, this is so funny, you'll appreciate this. So I've had like this, this is totally off topic, but this is about the oils, which I know, and I hope anybody who's watching this who doesn't have the oils works with Crystal to get them. So I have like this low grade ear infection, and they keep giving me antibiotics that keep not working. And then finally I went to to do my own research. And I know this is probably not compliant. I probably shouldn't be saying this on your feed, but I did my own research and found
Yep.
holistic ways to boost my immune system. But it was so funny because it's like, this is the difference between knowing about something and knowing it. Obviously it wasn't really internalized in me, or else that's the first place I would have gone, was the oils, right?
Right.
So just, yeah, totally off topic, but
It's
so
funny,
relevant at the same time.
right? Well, and it's funny because, yeah, there's been things that I've done in like the beginning of this journey on the oils, and then it comes up now, and I still have to go back and do the research because I'm like, I
What was
don't.
that again? Yeah. Yep.
Yep. But knowing that there is those ways that, let's see if this works, because this isn't working.
That's
And
right.
yeah, and that's definitely been a big part of my journey is, okay, this isn't working, so let's try something new and see if there's an easier, softer way that works with my body.
That's right.
And it's what it's all about, life, right? Is finding out what works best for us and knowing our own self.
It's really funny because the oils and coaching, so what Crystal does and what I do, are very similar in that Crystal's never going to tell you this is the ultimate oil you have to use for this thing. And I'm never going to tell you do this. But Crystal could tell you, I've never said to her, this is what you need to do. It's always, let me give you something that I think might help you, but you have to try it on your own internal measuring system. And the oils work that way. And this type of coaching work works that way, as you already have the answers. Crystal or myself or whoever you're working with can help you evoke.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and for me, I layer up with oils, so I layer up with coaches too. So
Yeah, same. Okay, so let me show you the oils that I keep with me when I'm working. You'll appreciate. I got all the heavy hitters here. So I always do abundance.
Yep.
That's my number one favorite oil. Gary's Light.
Oh, that is one of my new favorites. Oh,
The Spirit of Gary here. And then Sarah. Sarah is a great one for trauma, releasing past stuff, and then Believe.
those
So
are
I've got a four-way heavy hitting transformational speedway here.
right, and those are actually my four all-time favorites. The only one missing that I would add to that is One Heart.
Oh, I have, you know what? I haven't had One Heart yet.
One Heart and Gary's Light, and I like to add that with Gathering. When I know I'm going into places that I may have been triggered or reacted to before, it really, I feel that grounding,
I'm writing
and
this down.
I wear it around my neck so that I've got it, and it's walked me and several others through some situations that previously could have been volatile, you know.
So do you use gathering? Do you think of it like gathering the parts of yourself, like a wholeness thing? Like, tell me how you think about gathering. I haven't used gathering in so long. This is so great.
I think of gathering for myself first, of gathering those pieces, but also gathering my tribe, kind of like in a big hug. So,
Mm-hmm.
going, okay, guys, it's really, we can get through this, and we can enjoy our lives. So it's going, okay, whatever it is, we can get through it.
I love that. I love that with a big hug. Okay. I
Mhm.
love this one. As soon as you said gathering, I was like, oh, I need to be diffusing that during my webinars, my coaching calls.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to use that oil all the time. It's so funny. Like we're saying how sometimes you just get out of the habit and it slips your mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Sarah was actually one of the first special oils I bought myself to make sure I had at the wedding. I don't know if you know, but my sister's name is Sarah, and we lost her when she was young. So I wore Sarah
Mm.
at the wedding, and then I diffused it in different places to make sure that we were also grounded, because Sarah is an angel in my eyes, and it's a beautiful grounding one for me with all the
Mm.
different aromas in them. I like the complex ones.
I do too. I did know that you lost your sister, but I didn't know her name was Sarah. And so every time I hear Stevie Nicks' Sarah, which is, by the way, my favorite Stevie Nicks song, I'm going to think of your sister.
Awesome. Well, and that's why I had you guys play that at the wedding, because that's
I
when
did
we
not know
honored.
that, but that's my favorite. Oh my gosh. That
Yep.
brings like a whole new meaning to
Yeah.
what we did at your wedding.
Yes. And yeah, she's one of my inspirations. Angels are everywhere, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter how young or old, we can learn a lot of things from anybody
It's so
if
true.
we're open.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess we should.
Yeah.
We can talk all night.
Like, what time is it? Where are we?
I know.
This is great though. This is so fun to be able to connect in like such a deep way, but also in a casual way, so that kind of like as things come up.
Yes. It is. I'm enjoying it immensely, and I hope everybody that is on here on Facebook on the replay are enjoying it just as much, and getting, because it's not about some of the things that we used to think. there is easier ways
Yeah,
as long as we're
absolutely.
willing. Um, so let's see. What are some of the other ones? What brought you to life coaching? Um, and because I think that if I remember right, and I could be wrong, but what's your favorite success story on your journey with Soul Savvy?
Yeah. So, what brought me to life coaching was my own sort of dark night of the soul. So, sitting in the middle of a divorce, broke. My husband's living a double life after 1 year of marriage. Um, always in debt, feeling low self-esteem, feeling like if I was prettier, smarter, whatever, then my marriage wouldn't have failed. So all the old stories. And yet this other part of me was like, Lauren, this is a clean slate. Maybe this is like God's blank canvas. Like I won't cuss what I would normally say, but you effed up. And maybe this is like the world's best F up because maybe this is a blank canvas for you to go do something different now. And so when I started life coaching, I had no intention of being a life coach. I didn't even know what a life coach is. In fact, the only life coach I knew, and I say this with love now and with a giggle, was this really annoying woman who would always come in. When I was in college, I worked at a gym, and she would come into the gym and she'd be like, I'm a life coach, but she was really a little bit psycho. so my image of a life coach was like a fake kind of psycho person. And so I didn't know what a life coach was. However, when I met Mary and saw what she did, I didn't know it was called a life coach. I just knew she helped people. She did public speaking. She wrote, she touched people's lives, and I wanted to do that. So when she told me it was life coaching, I had like this weird inner, like, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be like that weird psycho lady. But I really wanted to help people. And I looked at Mary and I knew that she knew how to help people and she had a lot of success. And so I just trusted her. I trusted her because I knew she could help me get the result. So that's really how the life coaching started. But what's the greatest success story? I would say all the clients. Every single person that I've worked with that was in the study. I mean, I've had one or two clients who like never showed up. Like they didn't show up for class, so I can't speak to them. But for everybody who has showed up, to get to watch people's massive, I mean, even people who've never worked with me personally, like they've never taken a coaching program, but they've come to a vision workshop. And then I'll get an email like 2 years later, like, I did my vision. So like knowing that I impact the people I work with more personally, but also people that maybe I never even know I impact, that to me is the greatest success of this work. In a way that I didn't even expect it to be, because I was so constricted when I first started. I didn't even know how much I had to give. But the thing is, as you start to open up and free yourself and do what you're passionate about, like I've been up since 5 this morning. You can see I'm like animated because I'm plugged in, I'm doing what I love to do. And so that's the thing is like, as you personally become more and more plugged in, the amount of energy you have and the amount of people you can help, that's what really I think is the biggest success, is my ability to help more and more people. And then to see their results and get to be a little part of that.
Yes. Couldn't have said it better. And it's actually funny, and you may remember that part of my dream is writing a book. Well, last night with all of the excitement and stuff, yeah, it was a late night. I was like wide awake, decided that we were going to finally lay down, and I got a burning desire to start writing. And by the time I realized, I look at the clock, it's 3:33 a.m.
That was
like,
the universe is saying, good job listening to that desire there, right?
yeah, it was one of those I couldn't ignore it. I'm looking at Tam like, I think this is one of those times that they've really told me about. Well,
Yeah.
I'm like feeling it. Like somebody's in there, like, go.
Yes.
Do not to be continued.
Right.
Go now.
My mentor calls it a ping. It's like when you get a ding on your iPhone, like internally. Yeah. But good listening. I mean, you listened to it. You didn't suppress it.
Yeah. And yeah, and again, who would have known that where we were today? So I know, what are we doing on time real quick? Because I want to let you get out of here too. Um, so one of the big ones, oh, come on, is what are some quick tips for those that would love to live a life in their full dreams?
Some quick tips. How do I encapsulate it all into some quick tips? I think the number one tip, the first one, this is you, and because this is the first tool I always teach: give voice to your longing and to your discontent, because that's life's growth signals telling you what's next for you. And so if you have a longing like, oh, I'm getting sick of this commute, or I'm not happy in my relationship, or whatever it is, to not try to shove that down. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It's easy at first. There's only so long you can do that for. So that's the first thing, is to start to honor your longing. And then to ask yourself, and if it was all working out, like if this longing was gone, I answered it, and my discontent was dissolved, what does life look like? Because you can't get anywhere that you don't know where it is. You've got to know what would it look like if it was working. And so I think that would be the starting points for someone, is to at least explore that. What is my longing? What would it look like if it were working? And then when you're trying to traverse that gap from here to the dream life, getting some support. I don't care if it's coaching, oils, yoga, whatever it is that's going to help you bridge the gap. Don't just let the dream stay in its longing state. It's fascinating. Mary said today, I was training with Mary all day today. She said, it's amazing how people will trade their lives for a constricted result they don't even love. You know this one, Crystal. It's like people that don't want to quit their jobs and go after the dream because they have benefits.
Yep.
So we trade our whole life force for this thing that we've been told is so important. If you don't have benefits, what are you going to do? Or, whatever it is, but we're trading the most important asset that we have, and that is our life. So it's not to say that we're just going to go do crazy things and like not put food on the table, but there is a breaking point where you're actually killing yourself doing the thing that you think is a benefit. So anyway, that would be, if I could give it in a quick tip, that would be it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's mainly it.
Good.
The biggest takeaway of all of it that you would like to share with the group. Otherwise, Heather, do you have any questions? Let me check and see. I didn't check in the group. See, I got to get better at that technology still.
All of us are navigating it.
Yep. So yeah, I'll check in the group to see if there's any questions, but yeah, your biggest takeaway, and then you are more than welcome also to share about your workshop this Saturday, because we'll be there.
Yep. I think the biggest takeaway I hope that anybody who listens to this and has gotten this far with us has is there's a part of you that wants to move forward, that is telling you exactly the next step. There's a part of you that always knows. There's a knower in you that knows. And so getting yourself connected to that. And I will tell you, you are so much more than you've known yourself to be. You're such a powerful being. To all of you listening to this, that's my biggest takeaway. If you've loved this and you want to know more, you want sort of more support. So like, well, how do I know what it would look like if it was working? And how do I tap into that longing? I'm going to be covering all of that and way more in a 90-minute workshop on Saturday morning. It's completely free. I'm dedicated to doing as much free content as I can, and completely free, 9 a.m. And maybe Crystal can post the link somewhere when this is finished. But that is a step for you to start discovering what you would love. And I'm also going to add in a whole segment about overcoming challenges, because I think in this day and age that we're living in, we could certainly all use that. So it'll be overcoming challenges and creating results.
Look at awesome. Yeah, I think unless Heather has something, I think we covered it.
I think we covered a lot.
We covered a lot.
We did.
Yeah, I just one more time want to say how thankful I am because who, yeah, the feelings I have inside and the shifts that I've been able to make. I don't know if you know, but when I got pregnant with Jazzy, I had thought about homeschooling even back then. And
Mm.
here we're doing it. And last year was, oh, it was a beast. And, we have those days, but she asks me to help these days and has asked me why I'm not her teacher. And that's to a kid that didn't want to see me because I was not there because I was at work and then trying to build a business. And so I was gone 18 to 20 hours a day. And what I had left wasn't a lot. So I am so thankful that that's the biggest gift. And now we can shift so many other people's lives and help so much more. So I look forward to Saturday. And yes, I will put it in the link. I will also do a replay. I'll send you a replay. Um, and yeah, thank you for all the love and support. And I'm so excited on all the things coming.
I am so grateful for you, Crystal, and I want you to know that you created all of that for yourself, and to watch you have this dream come true, it's like night and day. I don't even know if I can describe it as night and day. And so you are inspiring so many people. And the number one person that's most important that you're inspiring, first and foremost, is yourself, because that's the part that's going to keep you going. But second is Jazzy.
Yep.
And so I love it. And I'm so grateful that I get to watch it. It's awesome. You're doing such great things. And it's a privilege to be able to see it and watch it in real time.
Thank you very much. I almost forgot. We've got two more things real quick.
Oh yeah.
After your workshop, we've got Sip and Meditate at noon, which is something that Leslie and I have been bringing. Leslie created it, and we've been joining hands and sharing and connecting with others throughout this time to be there for each other. And then our team wellness monthly event, it's a Q&A, is at noon on Sunday. So
Hey.
that's some more things. And of course, every Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday here. So thank you again. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday and then on Tuesday. So thank you.
I look forward to it as well. Thanks for having me, Crystal. This was so fun.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Bye.